Peace was good. Focusing on my CD collection. This is part 22. Before I start, I'm gonna show you guys this box right here. These are the rest of my albums. Alright. So stay tuned for that. This rest of the CDs are from that box that I just showed you. Alright. Cool. Alright, let's start with the first album. This is, like I said, CD collection part 22. First album I want to talk about is Killah Priest's his third album, released in 2001. I did a full-length review on this album. This album right here, when it first came out, this album was released independently. You know, it was like kind of like under the radar. Like a lot of people didn't really know about the album coming out. It was kind of like, you know, on some like real underground shit, because, you know, it wasn't like highly accessible like that. You couldn't just get it like FYU at Sam Goody. Like you would have to go like the bootleg stores, or like, you know, like the mom and pop stores like around the hood and shit like that. So it was kind of hard to find when it first came out. But in my opinion, this album was alright. You know, it was a slight improvement from View from Masada, because View from Masada sucked. Production wise, I don't know, it was way too polished. I don't know, I was expecting like, you know, some like Fourth Disciple, like True Master, just kind of went on some like real mainstream shit. But with this album, he kind of went back to his roots, kind of started using more like in-house producers, like Cassie he was messing with around the time. Like I said, it was a slight improvement. It's not his best album, but it's not his worst either. This album, I believe it was re-released back in 2005, if I'm not mistaken, but that shit went out of print even as well. This version, this is the 2001 OG copy version, so I got it at FYA a while back, like early this year. I got it for like, I think like $7.99 or some shit like that, but I'm glad to have it. I'm trying to get the rest of his albums. I have a Heavy Mental. His first album was a fucking classic, I don't care what nobody says. I have Black Gorgeous, which I'm gonna show next. I have what's that album I have? Elizabeth. I have that too. But yeah, this is Killah Priesthood, released in 2001. If you can find it, pick it up, just to be like a completist or something. Then we got Black August by Killah Priest, released in 2003, 2 years after Priesthood. This album is fucking sick as hell, man. It's like, I don't know, man, just Killah Priest did some like meditation or some shit like that, like some train. I don't know, he did some shit and he just came out with a bang of an album, man. This fucking, from the production to the lyrics, because the thing with Killah Priest, he's always been ill with the lyrics. It's kind of like with Nas, like his ear for beats is just kind of like was kind of suspect for a while, at least from like View from Masada to like Priesthood. But Priesthood, like I said, was a little improvement, but this one right here, a lot better than the second and third album. This album is fucking sick, man. You got songs like Excalibur, When I'm Writing, Robbery, Goodbye is like my favorite song off the album. I mean, a whole bunch of stuff, man. It's fucking sick album, man. I highly recommend checking this album out, man. I don't know if there was any singles off this album. I know this is an enhanced CD, so I'm gonna have to check that out, you know, and see what videos are on this album. But fucking solid album, man. Highly recommend it. Not his best, but it's a lot better than, like I said, View from Masada and Priesthood. Alright? To me, this album was the beginning of Killah Priest coming out with bangers after bangers after bangers. So pick it up. So you can hear fucking Natas from that album, Do You Believe in God? Classic album. Good luck finding that shit, because that's just actually out of print. Then we got John Forte, Poly Sci, released in 1998. John Forte, he's an MC from Brownsville, Brooklyn. He's known for his affiliation with the Fugees. You know, he was part of the whole refugee all-star camp. You know what I mean? He was part of that whole, you know, affiliation with them. But yeah, this is a dope. This is a decent album. It's not too bad, man. The production, I mean, it was executively produced by Priest and Wyclef Jean, so you could definitely feel the influence in the album. But it's actually pretty dope, man. Highly recommend it. If you like the Fugees, if you want to hear like affiliates from them, this is how I want to pick up. It's crazy because right after he put out this album, I believe he put out another album. I believe back in 2000. I'm not sure. I could be wrong about that, but I remember back in 2001 he actually got arrested for drug possession. He was actually in Newark, New Jersey, the Newark airport, and he tried smuggling coke or whatever, and he got arrested at the airport. He did like a 7-year bid. I think he got out, like 2008 or 2009 or some shit like that. And he was pardoned by George Bush, so that's probably like the only good thing I see George Bush doing, to be honest with you, because he was a sucky president. He sucked as a president. I had to say it, but I think him giving a pardon to John Forte, I thought that was like the only good thing he did out of his whole presidency. But that's just me. John Forte, Poly Sci, released in 1998. The lead time was actually out of print, so if you could find it, pick it up. Then we got Rakim The Master, released in 1999. I did a full-length video review on this album. Overall, this album was alright. It wasn't that good. I feel like some of the beats were kind of like meh. The production could have been a little bit better in my opinion. This album, he tried to go a little bit more mainstream with it, like kind of has some filler tracks. Could have done without some of the songs. I mean, at least have better beats. Yeah, that's how I feel about the album. You got songs like "When I Be on the Mic," which I believe is like the only single off the album. Dope video, by the way, too. Nice black and white street hood video. What's the song? What's the song I like from him? Strong Island. I like that, where he's repping Long Island to the fullest. Strong Island is known as Strong Island, Long Island, Lord's Island for all my 5%ers that dubbed it that, Lord's Island. Waiting for the World to End, fucking dope song. In fact, that song, Waiting for the World to End, that beat by DJ Premier was actually a Nas song. Well, DJ Premier made it for Nas, but Nas turned it down, and then Rakim got it. I think that song was perfect for Rakim, especially We'll Never Stop featuring Connie McKendrick. Dope song too. I fucking love that song. Perfect way to end the track. It's kind of mellow, but it's kind of street at the same time, so pretty solid. Highly recommend it. I guess it's not his best album, but it's not his worst. Seven Seal, yeah, that album wasn't that good, but yeah, if you're a completist, definitely pick this album up. I prefer his 18th Letter album over that. I do have that in my collection. I'll definitely be doing a review on that, so stay tuned for that. Then we got AZ's 9 Lives, released in 2001. I did a full-length review on this album. Overall, this album's alright, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, my first introduction to AZ was in 2001. When he came out with the video Problems, when he had the video for Problems, and that was my first introduction to AZ, excuse me. And when I copped the Illmatic album in 2001, because that song Problems actually came out in 2000. That single came out in 2000. I believe it came out in 2000, and then the album came out in 2001. But when I copped the Illmatic album back in 2001. I was like, yo, this is the same dude that from that Problems song, and then it was like I put two to two together, his affiliation with Nas and all that shit, but yeah, AZ, like I said, 9 Lives, it's a decent album. It's not his best. I wouldn't say it's his weakest, but it's not his best either. This is around the time where he got when he came out with that album. Pieces of a Man, which I showed you guys yesterday. It was yesterday. The last video that I did, that he got dropped off New Tribe Records, which was a subsidiary record label from Virgin Records. I think it went out of business, like it went defunct, and then he got dropped because of bad sales or whatever. They didn't make a lot of sales and stuff like that. And like in 2000, he came out with an underground release called Sosa Straight Save Our Streets, AZ. That's what it stood for. And you know, like I said, that was a project that you couldn't really get in stores. You only could get like a mom and pop stores, or like you know, where they sell like mixtapes and stuff like that, especially like in the big cities like New York, Chicago, Detroit. You guys know what I'm getting with that. That's the only way you could get that album. But then like some of the songs from that was on this album. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, decent album. Not his best, but highly recommend. If you're an AZ fan, I would just pick this album up. Alright? AZ 9 Lives 2001. Then we got Public Enemy, Fear of a Black Planet, released in 1990. Did a full-length review on this album. This album, classic album, you know what I mean? A lot of people like to say, you know, this is their best album. Some people say It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back is their best album, which is their second album. This is their third album. I don't know, man. It's like a tie. I like both albums, but my personal favorite albums from Public Enemy are Apocalypse 91, which I feel like is a very underrated album, and Music and Our Message, which was another underrated album. But yeah, which I need to get my hands on, Music and Our Message. It's a little hard to find, but I know it's not out of print, but it's just a little hard to find. But yeah, this album is fucking dope. The concepts on this album, you got songs like Brother's Gonna Work It Out, which is like my favorite song, like one of my all-time favorite songs from them. Welcome to the Terror Dome, Probably Wanna Cracker, Bro Hollywood Burn, which is just fucking shit on Hollywood. War at 33, 1/3. Can't Do Nothing for Your Man, Fight the Power. I mean, fucking solid, classic material, man. Definitely one of the illest albums to come out in 1990. Probably one of the illest hip-hop albums of all time. I mean, you must have this in your collection. If you don't have it, I don't know what to tell you, but highly recommend it. I couldn't highly recommend this album enough. Pick it up. Then we got Dragon's first album, Opposite of H2O, released in 2000. Excuse me, 2000. Dragon, he's one of those MCs that, you know, he's not the best MC of all time, but if you give him dope beats, ill-ass beats, the beats actually serve him purpose, if that makes sense. And this is a prime example of this album, you know what I mean? The beats were dope. Dragon, like I said, he's not the illest MC, but like I said, he's listenable. He's not the most terrible rapper, but he's not that good either. But like I said, the beats actually served him well. Like, he actually sounds good over the beats. So I think that's why I actually saved him, you know what I mean? Known for singles like Spit These Bars, which was a single, which I believe there was a video for that. What else? I believe that's it. I believe that was like the only single off this album, but yeah, I highly recommend it. You know, in my opinion, this is like the only good album that he put out. He put out another album back in 2004 called To Hell and Back or some shit like that. Something with Hell that came out in 2004. I heard bits and pieces. I wasn't really impressed with the album. It was kind of like, cause around like, because Rough Riders at the time when they came out back in '98, like commercially by the way, because they've been out for like since the early '90s, but when they had their run like from like their 3-year burn like from '98 to like 2001, you know, by like 2002, 2003, a lot of people was just kind of like, they lost interest to Rough Riders, you know. A lot of people was kind of like, because around that time the whole South was kind of like, the whole South invasion was coming in with full force. You know, you had cats like, you know, Cash Money Millionaires was running shit. You know, you had Little John, his whack ass, Lil Wayne, you know, the garbage shit, you know what I mean? Not to say all shit from the South is whack, but just the commercial shit, you know what I mean? But yeah, Opposite H2O by Dragon, released in 2000. I'm surprised they don't have that song Down Bottom, because that was at least as a bonus track, that should have been on this album. But I guess they don't want to use like, you know, old material, so they just recorded new material. So, but yeah, Opposite H2O by Dragon, released in 2000. Then we got Digable Planets, Reachin, a new Refutation of Time and Space, released in 1993. Fucking dope title, very dope. Yeah, released in 93. Known for singles like It's Cool Like That. I believe Where I'm From was a single as well. I believe that's it, man. But this is a fucking dope ass album, man. I highly recommend this album. You know, if you guys like De La Soul, like that whole Native Tongues vibe of the album, like that jazz, poetic type of joint, or if you like shit like Freestyle Fellowship, but not as abstract poetic like that, but like that vibe, you'll definitely enjoy this album. Yeah, Reachin, by Digable Planets, highly recommended, man. Fucking dope album. I need to get that blowout combs that came out in '94. I don't have that in my collection. I downloaded it years ago. I have it on a CD, but I'm trying to get a hard copy of that. So definitely will be picking that album up. Alright. But this is Reaching by Digable Planets, released in '93. Pick it up. So much time I got left. Yeah, still got time. Then we got All City, Metropolis Gold, released in 1998. For those who don't know what All City is, they're a group from Brooklyn, New York. I think they're from like Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Yeah, I think they're from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Excuse me. It's funny because this album was supposed to come out back in 1996, but it kept getting pushed back. So it got getting pushed back and stuff like that, and then finally in 1998 they came out with the album. And overall, it's a decent album. Like I said, some of the songs were recorded back in 1996, 95, 96. You could tell, like, just by the song "Who That," which was the intro to the album, which I wish that song was longer, because that fucking song is so fucking ill. But like the first couple of tracks were dope, but like going down, it just kind of started going kind of like down, like it'll go up like a roller coaster. It's like going hot, but it goes down like very slow. You know, like it just go down like very slow. It's just a lot of filler tracks is what really kind of bothered me about the album. It kind of remind like this is one of the albums that kind of suffered from the bad boy syndrome, where like, you know, a lot of hardcore MCs back in like 97 to like 98 would you know, they would try to make like filler tracks, kind of like bad boy sounding tracks, like, you know, using like a lot of top 80 samples, you know, like Phil Collins or the Sting type tracks, you know, shit like that. It would sample that kind of stuff, and you know, it just didn't work for them, you know what I mean? But yeah, this is a decent album. I would highly recommend it, man. If you guys like Onyx and you just want to know, like, I mean, they don't rap like them, but like, you know, like I said, they're affiliated with, they were affiliated with Onyx. You know, they're part of the whole official Nasty crew and shit like that. Yeah, man, fucking, yeah. Very underrated album, man. But like I said, it's a decent album. It had a little bit too much fillers for my taste, but it definitely has some dope cuts, though. But yeah, highly recommend it. This album was actually out of print, so if you can find it, pick it up. This is Metropolis Gold by All City, released in 1998. Pick it up. I think if it came out like 96, I think it would have been a little bit better, because like I said, there's certain songs that's missing. Like they made a song called Basic Training, which was like a 12-inch, which they should have put on that fucking album, because that song is fucking sick. Yeah, man, fucking solid album. Pick it up if you like it. Like I said, decent album. It's solid, it's decent, but yeah. Then we got these are New School T.I.M.E, The Inner Eye, what's it called? The Inner Mind's Eye, released in 1993. This is their last album that they ever put out. After that, in my opinion, this is their best album, in my opinion. This is a fucking solid ass album. Very grimy, very gritty. You know, they do all of the production, which is pretty dope. Like I said, very street, very gritty. Known for songs like What's Next, which they had a video for. Classic Material. Spontaneous 13 MCs Deep, where he actually had 13 MCs actually rhyming. You know, it's like an ill posse cut. You know what I mean? Which you don't really see too much of anymore. I would like to see more Posse Cuts. I think that would be fucking dope. But I guess that's the only thing. That's a thing from the 80s and 90s. But that would be dope if they bring that back, you know. But yeah, the production on this album is like it's very gritty. It's very street. Very, very, very different from their first album, A Future Without a Past, which I do have in my collection. But yeah, highly recommend it. If you can find a copy of this, because I believe this is actually out of print too. Pick this album up. After they released this album, they broke up. They had like animosity towards each other, but thank God they settled their differences and I don't say they got back together, but they actually performed earlier this year in the Brooklyn Festival, so that was pretty cool to see. But hopefully they will come out with another album because that would be fucking dope, you know. But yeah, this is Leaders of the New School, The End of Mind's Eye, released in 1993. Pick it up. Then we got Memphis Bleek's first album, Coming of Age, released in 1999. This is actually a pretty decent album, man. You know, when the whole Rockefeller Rough Riders era, when it was popping, like I said with Rough Riders, you know, Rockefeller was on top of the game. You know, like you couldn't help but know about Rockefeller. They was like all over the place. They were like I said, they had their burn from like 1998 to like I would say maybe like 03, 04, when like when Dame Dash and Jay-Z just kind of like they fell apart. They went their separate ways and shit. You guys know I'm not gonna get into all that, but yeah, this is actually a decent album, man. When this album came out, I didn't really care for anything Rockefeller related. Like I didn't give a fuck about them. Like I didn't like none of that shit. I didn't care for Rough Riders. I didn't care about Rockefeller because to me it was like way too commercial sound. It was way too polished in my opinion. But just going back, just revisiting those albums, I actually liked it, man. It's actually pretty dope. I didn't get a second album, The Understanding, which that's a dope ass album. But yeah, this is a fucking decent album, man. Known for things like Memphis Bleek is was a single. The song My Mind Right, which was on the Backstage soundtrack, which should have been on this fucking album. I don't know why it wasn't on the album, but yeah, man, highly recommend it, man. If you like late 90s New York East Coast hip hop, yeah, I highly recommend it. Like I said, Memphis Bleek, he's not the best lyricist in the world, but he's definitely, with the right beats, he actually delivers. So, yeah, highly recommend it. Pick it up. Then we got Powerule, Volume 1, released in 1991. Very solid group, very dope Puerto Rican group from the Lower East Side. I like when they talk about Latin rappers. I'm not gonna say Latin, but I guess you're gonna have to. When people talk about Latin MCs, people always talk about the Beat Nuts. People always talk about Big Pun, Cypress Hill, Psycho Realm and stuff like that. But people never talk about Powerule. And Powerule is a fucking dope ass group, man. I mean, they never get a lot of mention. A very solid album. This album was actually very hard to come by. I actually got it years ago back in that store Specs. I got it for like $4. I think I got it for like five something. I think like $5, $6. Between $4 to $6 I got it for. But yeah, when I got this, I was like, wow, I couldn't believe that. My introduction to Powerule, they made a song with Eric Sermon called Rockin' Nas back in like 95. I think it was called Rockin' Nas. I think that was the one with Eric Sermon, or Dawn to Dusk. It was one of those songs, but the one they did with Eric Sermon, that was my introduction to them. And it was like a 12-inch single. And because this is the only album they put out, because they didn't put out anything else. They only put out like 12 inches like throughout the mid to late 90s. But yeah, highly recommend it. If you like early 90s hip hop, East Coast hip hop, I highly recommend picking this album up. It's Powerule Volume 1, released in 1991. Pick it up if you can find it, because it's actually out of print. And it goes for a pretty penny. And then last but not least, we got Def Squad's El Nino, released in 1998. This is their first album together as a group. Yeah, this album I felt like could have been a little bit better. I don't know, man. Like, I was expecting like dirty Eric Sermon from like the mid 90s, like that sound, like Insomnia, you know, Double or Nothing. I was kind of expecting that sound with this album, but I didn't get that. This sound was a little bit more polished in a sense. Like production was a little bit more polished than their earlier stuff. But yeah, like I said, if you're a completist, you're a Death Squad fan, then I would pick this album up. Known for singles like I think Full Cooperation, which was a single. Yeah, that was like the only single off the album. But yeah, I could have done without. Not say done without, but it could have been a little bit better. But yeah, if you're a completist like me, I would pick this album up. I need to get his. I need to get the Eric and Nas's album. I don't have that in my collection, but I haven't heard the album yet. I heard bits and pieces. I like what it sounded like, but this album could have been a little bit better. And that's it, people. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Peace. Stay tuned for more.